In this video, I'll share with you all the challenges I faced when I was starting my poultry farm and how I overcame them step by step. Whether you're just getting started or still planning, this will give you practical insights to help you avoid common mistakes and grow your poultry business successfully. When I first thought about starting a poultry farm, I had big dreams. I wanted to start with at least 500 chickens. But the very first challenge I faced was lack of capital. I simply didn't have enough money to start with the number of birds I had planned for. And I know many of you watching this video might be in the same situation. You have the dream, the plan, the motivation, but not enough money to bring it to life. So, how did I deal with this? At first, I decided to start saving more money. My goal was to raise enough to buy 500 layer chicks and the needed equipment. But to be honest with you, it didn't work out as I expected. Every time I managed to save a good amount, something came up. Unexpected challenges, like sickness or family emergencies, and I ended up spending the money I had saved. It felt like the more money I had, the more problems came to me. I couldn't think of any other ways to raise funds at the time of an emergency, so I kept using the savings meant for the poultry project to solve these emergencies. This is a very common problem with saving money. Something always shows up. If you faced a similar problem while trying to save, let me know in the comments. You're not alone. Because of this challenge, I realized I had to take another approach. At that point, I had saved less than $200, which was clearly not enough for 500 birds. So I made a hard but smart decision. I decided to put aside my dream of starting big and just start with what I had. I shifted my focus from starting big later to starting small now. And I want to encourage you. If you're facing the same financial challenge I faced, don't wait too long. Use what you have and start small, but start smart. I've made a video to guide you on exactly how to do that, how to start small, manage well, and grow step by step. You'll find the link in the description below. Another big challenge I faced, and one that can make or break your poultry business, is the high cost of feed. Feed is the biggest expense in poultry farming, and how you manage it will determine whether you succeed or fail. For beginners, especially those starting small, this is a very risky area. If you try to cut costs by feeding your birds too little or using low quality feed, they won't grow well or lay enough eggs. On the other hand, if you buy commercial feed without a proper plan or strategy, you might spend so much that your profits vanish completely. So what did I do? I learned 2 practical strategies that I recommend to every beginner, especially if you're starting with a small number of birds, let's say around 100. You see, small-scale farmers cannot manage feed the same way large-scale farmers do. A big farmer with thousands of birds may still make money, even if the profit per bird is very small, because the total adds up. But if you are a beginner with only a few chickens, your goal should be to make more profit per bird, and that depends heavily on how you handle feed costs. So here are the 2 strategies I used. 1. Use concentrate and mix your own feed. You can buy concentrate feed and mix it with a carbohydrate source such as maize, millet, wheat, or their byproducts, following the mixing instructions provided by the concentrate manufacturer. This method helps you lower feed costs while still ensuring your chickens receive the right nutritional balance. How does this work? The idea is to cut down the cost of one part of the feed, particularly the carbohydrate portion. You can do this in 2 ways. If you have land, you can grow your own maize, which will save you a lot of money in the long run. This is a good option for small farms. If you can't grow maize, you can buy maize in bulk during the harvest season when prices are low and then store it for use throughout the year or at least for several months. This simple trick can significantly reduce your feed costs. 2. Make your own complete feed. If you can't afford to buy concentrate, or if you have access to the right ingredients, you can make your own complete feed from scratch using locally available ingredients. This is usually the cheapest option, but I want to give you a warning. Only do this if you understand poultry nutrition. Making your own feed without the right knowledge can result in poor growth, low egg production, or even health problems for your birds. If you're not yet confident about mixing your own feed, it's safer to start with concentrate-based feed until you learn more. The good news is, I've created a full video that explains step by step how to mix your own chicken feed using common local ingredients. I also provide the feed mixing formulas in a downloadable PDF format, which you can find in my Telegram channel linked in the description below. So if you want to save money and still feed your chickens the right way, go check it out. When I was getting started with my poultry farm, I didn't even have enough money to build a proper chicken house. I had no choice but to convert an old grass thatched house into a temporary poultry shelter. Now, I don't recommend using such a structure for raising chickens. It lacked proper ventilation, which can easily lead to respiratory diseases due to poor air circulation and the buildup of ammonia gas. But since I had no other option at the time, I had to find a way to make it work. Here's how I managed it. During the first 3 weeks of brooding, I kept 100 chicks inside the house. At night, I closed the door to help retain warmth. During the day, I opened the door and covered the entrance with wire mesh. This allowed fresh air to flow in while keeping the chicks safely inside. The wire mesh also helped reduce the buildup of ammonia, which can be harmful to the bird's lungs. After the 3-week brooding period, I allowed the chickens to go free range during the day, but I continued placing feed and water inside the house. This helped the birds associate the space with food and safety, so they returned there to sleep at night. It was a smart way to maximize the small space I had available. About 1 month later, I sold 50 chickens, and the money I earned helped me build a more standard poultry house. That's how I gradually improved my setup without falling into debt. Another challenge I faced was keeping the drinkers clean. As the chicks grew, they became more active, often knocking over the small water containers and spilling water all over the litter. This created multiple problems. Wet bedding, which increases the risk of diseases, constant cleaning and frequent refilling, wastage of both feed and water. The main issue was that I was using small, unstable drinkers that were not suitable for growing chickens. As they got bigger, they needed larger and more stable containers. I later learned that the best solution is to use automatic bell drinkers. These are larger, more stable, and help reduce water spillage and contamination. The only downside is that they can be quite expensive, especially for beginners with limited capital. But in the long run, they are worth the investment. While my birds were still on free range, I also faced another major issue: chicken theft. It was very frustrating to raise chickens and then lose them one by one to thieves. This problem continued until I finally completed the new chicken house and switched to the deep litter system. Once the chickens were kept indoors in a secure house, the theft problem stopped. A well-constructed and secure poultry house not only protects your birds from theft, but also shields them from predators, bad weather, and disease exposure. Now, while I didn't face every possible challenge myself, I've seen and heard from many beginners who struggled with some serious issues when starting their poultry farms. I think it's only right that I share them with you, because knowing these in advance can help you avoid them. One of the most common challenges is disease outbreak. Poultry diseases can spread very fast, especially if your birds are overcrowded or if the house isn't cleaned properly. In some cases, just one sick bird can infect the entire flock. This is why biosecurity is so important. You need to control who enters your chicken house, keep the environment clean, and follow a proper vaccination schedule. Prevention is always cheaper and easier than treatment. Closely related to that is high mortality rate. When many of your chickens die, especially in the early stages like brooding, this is often caused by poor management, such as wrong temperature, dirty water, contaminated feed, or diseases. Many beginners don't know how sensitive chicks are during the first few weeks. If you're not careful, you can lose a large number of birds in just a few days. That's why brooding is one of the most critical stages in poultry farming, and you must take it seriously. Another big challenge is lack of knowledge. Poultry farming might look easy from the outside, but there's a lot to learn, from feeding, vaccination, housing, and lighting to marketing and managing costs. Many beginners jump in without learning enough first, and they end up making mistakes that could have been avoided. I always advise anyone starting out: take time to learn first. Watch videos, read, ask experienced farmers questions, and even start small to gain practical knowledge before scaling up. Poor feed management is also a major issue. Some farmers overfeed or underfeed their birds, or give them low-quality feed in an attempt to cut costs. But poor feeding will always lead to poor performance. Either your chickens won't grow properly, or your layers won't lay enough eggs. You need to follow a proper feeding plan, provide clean water at all times, and store feed properly to avoid spoilage. Then there's the issue of market access. It's one thing to raise chickens or produce eggs, and it's another thing to sell them at a good price. Many farmers wait until harvest time, only to realize they have no buyers or the market prices are too low. It's important to start thinking about your market even before you start farming. Who will buy your eggs or birds? Where will you sell them? Will you supply hotels, homes, shops, or sell at a local market? Having a clear plan from the beginning helps avoid disappointment later. Another area beginners often ignore is record keeping. Some farmers don't keep track of how much they're spending or how much they're earning. Without records, it's hard to know whether you're making a profit or a loss. Record keeping doesn't have to be complicated. Just write down how many birds you bought, how much you spent on feed, vaccines, and other materials, and how much money you made from sales. This helps you make better decisions in the future. So, even though I didn't face all these challenges personally, I've seen how they've affected others. And I believe that being aware of them can help you succeed faster and smarter. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced any of these or if you're worried about something I didn't mention. And if you found this helpful, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and real-life farming experiences. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the next video.